Hello, hello, hello. Today we're going to be talking about the number one tool that I think anybody can use to go live without losing their minds. So I'm going to break it down. It's the tool I use. I love it and I'm very excited to share it with you guys. I get a lot of questions about what's a great tool and how it works. And so I think there's a lot of application for this tool, even outside of live video, by the way. Hint, hint, hint. So hang in there with me. I'm going to break it all down. We're going to lay it out. It's going to be a show and tell. You are going to love today's content. So as you're coming in, just give me a shout out. Where in the world are you and how is the weather where you are? Some of you guys know, been following me for a bit, know that I'm currently in Virginia visiting and taking care of my 95, almost 96-year-old dad. He is doing a little bit better, so we're excited about that. But it's been a challenging time, but I wouldn't have it any other way. He's so grateful that we're here and that we're, taking care of him, not sending him to a home somewhere. So, all right. So we got sunny Mississauga. Oh, wow. Up in Canada. So bad weather yesterday. Yeah, it's bad weather. It's been rainy here too. I think a lot of places on the East Coast in particular have been getting a lot of rain. Yep. So Sandy's saying a lot of rain. Yeah, I guess it's like I'm speculating. I don't know because I know in Tampa, because of that tropical storm, we've been getting a lot of rain down there too. So hey, Paul, good to see you. And we got Robin from Kansas, chilly but sunny. Yeah, it's been a little bit, it's been nice here. I mean, it's hard to believe, like I say, I'm in Virginia, Northwest Virginia, and it is middle of November and it's been in the 70s. It's like, what is going on? But for the first time in years, I got to see the entire fall cycle. So like, that was awesome. For those of you who are never been on one of my shows before, don't have a clue who in the world I am, let me introduce myself, and I'd love it if you would introduce yourself. So if you're new, never been on one of my shows before, just drop in #new. I'd love to say, hey. My name is Kim Garst. I am an online business strategist, which just basically means, it's a fancy way of saying I love helping people make more money in their businesses online. I've owned an online business for almost multiple online businesses over the last 30 years, almost 30 years. I know a thing or two, been around a long time, and I love sharing it. So if you are interested in learning how to grow your business, definitely in the right place. Today, we're just primarily focusing in on a tool, because today's Tools Thursday, for live video. But like I said, there's other application for this tool too that doesn't necessarily tie into live video. What do I mean by that? Do you pre-record any type of content? If you do, then you are going to want to check this out. So, hey, Holly, and lovely to meet you. And we got Rita new. So I'm going to wave to everybody that's new. We got New Zealand. Wow. Excellent. Elizabeth is new. Hey, Elizabeth, glad to see you. You got a beautiful smile, girl. So Rachel says, kind of new. Okay, that's all right. Love having you with us. Okay, so I'm going to break it down. Like I say, I'm going to pull up my screen in just a minute. I'm going to show you guys what I use, how I use it, and more specifically, how you use it, okay? On all my shows, I try to do giveaways, and I just happened to have a conversation with the tool that I'm getting ready to share with you, their leadership today. And I said, I'm going live later today. And they're like, oh, well, how can I help you? And I'm like, well, would you be willing to do a giveaway? Sponsor the giveaway. So y'all, they gave me an amazing giveaway. And first, I have a favor to ask of you guys. If you feel like this is something that be value-based to somebody will you like sprinkle this out into the world? That just means like pass it on, show the love, tag somebody, and let them know that we're talking about this. Like I say, sprinkle it out into the world. Now, the giveaway is 1 year of the tool. So we're going to be talking about StreamYard today. It is a fabulous tool, but they're letting me give away an entire year of their tool. It's the pro account, so it's the top account, and it's not a month, it's a year. And the value of that is like close to $600. So how do you win this? you win it by sharing what I call the aha moments. So if you have an aha moment, if something is said or your mind's blown and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Like tell me what it is in the, down under. So I don't say that word, and Facebook like keys in on it and says, oh my gosh, because Facebook does that sometimes. So if you guys will do that, you'll get in the run-in to be chosen. We'll choose the winner at the end of today's live. So hang in there if you are interested in winning an entire year of this amazing tool that I'm getting ready to share with you. Okay. So let me see if anybody's excited about that. So Tony is saying, wow, I'm assuming that's exciting news. So Allie is saying, let's do this. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen with y'all. Let me pull it up. Now, this is kind of interesting because you're going to see me in two places because that's just the way I have it set up, because I'm going to be using, this will make sense in a minute. Maybe I should just show you instead of trying to explain it. So let me pull my screen up here. Well, let me share it first. That might help. Okay. So I'm going to enlarge this a little bit so that we can see it a little bit better. All right, there we go. So once you sign up for an account, the very first thing you do when you log in is you set up your destination. So right here, you'll see the destinations. And the first screen you see is these broadcasts. So as you can see here, the broadcast that we're currently live on is here because I had pulled this up before. And then I have a demo, which we're going to go into in just a minute so that I can show you guys how this all works. Okay. So the destination piece is the very first thing you want to click on. So if you click on destination, when I say destination, these are the places that you can go live. Now, depending on where your business, how many social platforms you have, if you have multiple Facebook groups, whatever, you can, and the package that you choose. So if you're not the winner today, you can get this tool. Obviously, anybody can. And the top package, the pro package, allows you to go live in 8 places simultaneously. So right now, I'm live on Facebook, on my Facebook fan page. Or business page, whichever way you want to word it. For those of us who've been around a minute, we usually say fan page versus business page, but same thing, same animal. I'm also live on LinkedIn Live. I'm live on YouTube and Periscope. And yes, Periscope does still have legs, guys. I usually end up with anywhere from 200 to 300, all the way up to sometimes 1,500 people on Periscope when I am live. So it is definitely, let me see if I can make this any larger for you guys. Hang on just a sec. All right, here we go. It's making it smaller. There we go. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that is enlarging it. At first I was like, it was blinking. I'm like, is it making it larger for us? But I think it is. Okay, so you click add a destination here. As you guys can see, I'll just scroll down. I've got a bunch of destinations in here. So I have multiple fan pages, multiple Facebook groups that I also create content inside of those groups. So I use this tool to go live in my groups when I'm doing live trainings, all kinds of things. So I have my business pages up top. Then I have all these Facebook groups, and you can see that these are Facebook related because they got a little Facebook icon on them. So I have all my Facebook groups, and then LinkedIn is down here. Not everybody has access to LinkedIn Live yet, but if you don't, you can still apply for it. And then, of course, YouTube, Periscope, and then there's this little Facebook or RTMP, but you have to set that up, and that's really not for most of us. I've only used this one time when we were trying to embed the live stream on a page. So you can do that, but most won't need that feature. So I'm not going to really dig into that too awful much today. But once you connect your locations where you want to go live, and it's as simple as add a destination and you pick your poison. Okay, so you pick where you want to connect, whatever your social platform of choice is, and it'll authorize it on that particular platform. Once you do that, then it's saved in your StreamYard account. You don't have to do this every time. It's automatically saved, and you just come, when you get ready to go live, you just come in here and you click the ones you want to go live on. So let's go back to broadcast real quick. And let's say I want to create a broadcast and, for tomorrow, right? I'm going to go live. I'm going to plan it. I'm going to pre-schedule it. And I'm going to, let everybody know I'm going to go live and that kind of thing. So I'm going to click create a broadcast. And you can see, hopefully, all these destinations that I've already input into the tool. So all the Facebook profiles are there. That's to include my page as well as all the pages, the groups that I am that I also have. And if I were to hover over any of these, it tells me which group it is. So why is that important? Let's say you have the same photo for all of your profiles and you're like, okay, like which one is it? Like, I'm not sure. Well, if you just hover over it, you'll see the individual names of those groups and you can just click on them. So if your photo is the same for every social destination, that's important because otherwise you can lose your mind quickly. Trust me, I know these things. So you just choose the ones that you want to go live in. Let's say, you want to go live in these. You can choose up to 8 if you have the pro package. And then you would just put in your title, test, description, whatever you want your description to read. And literally, I'm just making some words up here. Now, if you want to schedule your live, you would click schedule and you can upload your custom image here. Now, a custom image is, the way we do it is just a standard YouTube size. So it's a landscape version, essentially. We usually just create those inside of Canva or easel.com. Both of those are great graphic design tools, but we normally do spend the time and energy to create a custom template or a custom cover for the broadcast. And you guys can do the same. I'm just going to go click something. Let's see if I can. Let's see. I'll pull something up here. Live show. All right. We'll just pull in one that. Okay. All right. So now I have an image. And then you just set the date. So whenever you want, if it's going to be, let's go with the fact that it's tomorrow, right? You set the date, the time, and AM, PM, whichever it is. And then you hit customize for each destination. Now, this gives you the opportunity to put in different things. Let's say, for example, why is this important real quick? Let's say, for example, you wanted to put in some emojis in certain ones of these. You just have to click on it and edit that particular description or title. Or maybe you wanted to change the description or the title for any one of these. You can do that and make it distinctly different from one of the others. Now, another suggestion is, let's say you wanted to split test this, or you have your business page where your message is slightly different than maybe a Facebook group where you have a tighter connection with that community and you might want to talk to them differently. So, you can change these basically the descriptions, etc., the titles, and have them totally different. 5 different ones, depending on how you want to set it up. And then all you would have to do is create the broadcast. Now, once you do that, I'll go back. Oops, hang on. Let me go back here I've got this demo. Once you've created your broadcast, it shows up right here in your primary dashboard. So if let's say, for example, you're doing a series of trainings over the course of a week and you have 5 or 6 training or pre-scheduled broadcasts in here, they'll all be labeled independent of one another, and you'll be able to see them. You'll be able to see when they were created, when they're scheduled. So, paying attention to that, just from that perspective, it makes it super easy for you. If you don't want to schedule it, you don't have to schedule it. You can literally just go through that same process that I just showed you. You just you don't click on the schedule. You just go right into the studio. That's what we're going to call it, which is we're getting ready to go into the studio so you guys can see what that looks like. And then you'll be able to see what you can just go live, I guess is my point. All right. One of the things I meant to mention is that I do have a team member, Rhonda, is in the comments, so she'll be answering some questions as we go too. So feel free to ask any questions that you have as we go. One of the questions I just saw pop up, Instagram available with this? Unfortunately not. Instagram has a closed API, so there are no live tools. There are no live streaming tools right now. Well, there's one, but it's not awesome, and technically it's against the terms of service. So Instagram wants you to use your phone or a mobile device, or use their platform to go live. So right now there's no real easy way to go live on Instagram using a tool like this, but you can go live in so many other places. You can go live on multiple platforms as well. You sure can. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a group. It can be your personal profile. It can be multiple business pages. If you have multiple business pages, etc. Okay. All right. So I'm going to open up the demo. So once you're ready to go live, you enter the studio. So let's enter the broadcast studio. Now this is where I hope it doesn't get super confusing, because you're going to see two of me. You're going to see me over on the left-hand side, which is I'm on one camera, and then I'm going to be on another camera so I can show you guys how this works. Okay. So once you get here, they're wanting you to connect your camera and your mic. And in this particular case, I have already chose my camera and my mic, but let me just show you how you would do it. So your camera is right here. And let's say you have a webcam or whatever it is that you're, if you're using a DSLR or whatever, most of you, I would speculate, have a webcam, either a built-in webcam or, maybe on your laptop or on your main computer, or you have an external webcam. In my case, I'm using two webcams right now. So I'm going to be using this 922 for the demonstration you're going to see on the screen. The little version of me over on the side, I'm on another camera for that one. Okay. But I can choose different cameras. If I have different cameras here, if you have different cameras, you could have different viewpoints, but that's a whole other training. Okay. I don't want to go too deep into that. Okay. But I'm going to, again, that's how you would choose your camera. Your audio is exactly the same. So you would choose your audio source. If you have multiple multiple mics, you would just need to make sure you choose the right one. If you're using the mic on your webcam, you can do that as well. I do choose echo cancellation in case there is, external noise. It might help that. So there's some other options here. I usually keep these two on, so maybe that'll help you guys. Now, another thing that is important in the settings piece is the green screen. Now, I'm going to show you guys, I do have my green screen up right now. So what you're seeing in my background is not real, okay? So, but feel free to give me your opinion as I show you some of my different backdrops. Which one is your favorite? Okay, so I'm going to show you some different backgrounds. Now, you don't have to use green screens, by the way. It's just an option. And there's a lot of tools right now that don't give you this option. So I wanted to showcase it so you guys could see. When I say green screen, let me explain what a green screen is. In fact, let's just look at it, okay? Okay. See, behind me right now, I have a green screen. Now, on my other camera, I still have my green screen up. I've already chosen my backdrop, so the little version of me, you can see I still have my background, my custom background that I chose to replace my green screen is up. But I'm on my bigger version of me. I know this is probably confusing. Has now the green screen. So what a green screen is it literally is just a green screen. You can also use a green or a blue sheet. Just hang it up behind you. The reason and how this works is basically it allows the the way I'm hoping I'm explaining this, because this is not my area of expertise, but the way I understand it to work is you have this solid background, and it allows the tool to pull the pigmentation very quickly and fade that pigmentation of the green screen out so that the background that you choose shows up. Okay. So I'm going to share a couple of different looks with you so you can see what this looks like. Okay. Let me show you this one. So here, so I got let me scooch back a little bit. So I'm in the, all right. So I've got this brick look. Anybody like the brick look? So I have this look. So I've got a baby grand behind me. Here I've got this look, you know, more of a bedroom look, casual, but still, you know, nice and colorful. Got this look. Feel free to give me y'all's opinions on the looks. This one's nice and fuzzy. I need to, hang on, let me see if I can fix my, because it's cutting my head off. So that has got to be annoying for y'all. So let me see if I can fix that. All right, so let me get this. All right, so I'm trying to fix it to where it doesn't cut my head off. All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, here we go. All right. All right, so it's not exactly right, but we're just going to deal with it, okay? All right, so, and here is a couple of other looks. So there's that one. Hang on, my mouse is bouncing all over the place. All right, another look. So why is the green screen important? Let's say, for example, you're live streaming in your closet, or or a location where, you know, it's not, you got dirty clothes in the background, or, you know, you just want a nice professional look. And a green screen is a nice way to do that. It's my mouse is wanting to bounce all over the place, but here's a couple of different, like I say, I just want to show you some looks so you guys could see how this, and I'm just going to go back to none, and that's how you would choose your look. Okay. All right. So that is the green screen. And now we're done with the settings. Let me pull this other back up and get my head back in the right place. So sorry about the confusion here, y'all. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now I'm just going to go on into, you put your display name. It can be your first name. You can put your whole name in here. You can put whatever you want here. And then you just hit Enter Broadcast Studio. Once you hit Enter Broadcast Studio, you'll notice that down in the corner, you know, right underneath, there's a, you can see kind of like a faded look of yourself. Then you would just click Add to Stream, and you would show up. You'd show up in the actual studio. So that means when you go live, people will see you. If you don't do this, people are not going to see you. It'll just show a black screen. So you have to put yourself or share your screen or whatever it is into the spot up top. All right. So that's important. And then there's other options, and I'm just going to go through, I'm trying to sequentially go through this and explain it to you. Let's look at the studio pieces real quick before we go into all the, I call it the editing features or the branding features and all this on the right-hand side over here. But the studio itself, there is the opportunity to, change the look. So if I had a guest with me right now, I could go to a two-person. I could do a two-person with the background look on it. If I had multiple people, I could use this multiple person look. And you literally just click between these. Like if you're live and you are, you know, trying to go back and forth between two speakers, or you go full screen and then you bring a speaker in, you just click on these little icons here, depending on which one you want to use, and you'll be able to see the person, your guest, and or your screen. Like this one right here is sharing your screen and maybe your person, you know. So I'll show you. Let me see if I can share my screen. Hang on just a second. Let's see if I can share my screen. This is going to be really confusing. So, but give me a second. I think I can do this. Let's just show you. What would I show? Let's see. No, application window. I'm trying to show something that will not. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the pricing of you. You can choose an individual tab. You can choose to share a presentation. You can choose to share whatever. But as you can see, I'm sharing this now. I'm sharing that screen on my, and you can see it on this. Now I'll be able to show you the differences. So here's another look. So if I wanted it to look like this, or if I wanted it to go full screen, or if I had multiple guests, all the guests would show back up. Or if I wanted to just show the physical screen, nothing else, not the speaker or speakers. So this is how you navigate through the present, the going from just yourself to your screen or to multiple guests. Hopefully that made sense. And then when you no longer want to share, you just remove it from the stream. Okay. Now, underneath, you'll have your mute button. Like for example, maybe your guest is speaking and you want to mute yourself out so that you're hacking or coughing, or, you take a slurp of your drink or whatever, right? You can mute yourself out, but just remember to make sure that you unmute yourself before you try to speak again. You can stop your cam. So if I don't want to show up, for example, I can just turn my cam off. You can stop screen sharing. Like if you've been screen sharing, you no longer want to share your screen, you can stop screen share. This is important because if you're going to invite a guest to your show, you can click on invite and it will show an invitation link. You can have up to 10 people in your live stream if you have a pro account. So let's say you wanted to invite 2 or 3 people to your show. You can copy it to your clipboard and just paste it into an email if you wanted to, or you can do it directly below. So here's Gmail. If you have a Gmail account, you can click on Gmail and it'll copy all of this data into a Gmail email, and you'll be able to just customize it real quick and send it off to them. You can do the same in a traditional email platform, as well as sending it through Messenger. So if you wanted to send somebody an invite through Messenger, you could do that as well. So that's kind of like the back end, kind of like I call it setup and navigation for the actual show. Okay, so hopefully you guys are following along. Are you thinking, oh my gosh, this is an amazing tool? I haven't even started yet. So you guys are going to get your mind blown before all this is over with. So next up is the comments area. So over here in the right-hand side, you'll see the comments area. Now, I don't have a good way of showing you that. Let me see if I can show you that. I tell you, I'm moving between being live and then showing you an option. So let me just do this. Stop screen share, and let me share a screen. Let me see if I can share this screen. Hopefully, all right. Now I'm showing you the little screen where I'm physically live with you guys. So the one, here I am over here in this little box, but you're seeing my live. Let me see, is that right? Yes, you're seeing, is it showing up? I think it is. You're seeing the comments over in the right-hand corner, right? Yeah, right here. So that's where your comments would show up, all right? This is confusing, I know, but hopefully the comments you can click on and you can show them on the screen. So let me just show you what that looks like. So let's say I want to pull up, here's Rhonda's question. She says, are the live captions that are showing up created by StreamYard or by the platform you are broadcasting to? So the live captions you can create those. So and I can show all the new comment. I can pick a comment and I can pull them up on the screen by literally just clicking on the comment. The banners are something different, and I'm going to go over those in just a moment. So you can customize those to incorporate and say whatever you want them to say. So I'm going to show you some examples of that in just a minute, but I wanted to go through the comments and show you how the comments work. You can respond to all the comments on all or post a comment as well if you wanted to do so. Usually the way we manage it is I do most of the time have somebody from the team live with me so that they can help me manage all the comments and all the questions. But if you don't have that, don't stress over it, because you can always go back after the fact and engage with people if you didn't catch their questions in real time or their comments in real time. So anyway, all right. So next up, let's talk about the banners. So if you guys can see, I'm literally just going down the side of over here. So we've got the comments area, which if this particular stream was live, you'd be able to see the comments. The banners are the next thing. So let's say, like I shared this one with you guys earlier, I'm going to pop it back up on the screen, sprinkle this out into the world kind of thing. Let me pull it up on the other one so you guys can see it. So here it is, sprinkle it out into the world, pretty pleased with the cherry on top. So essentially, I can create as many banners, that's what they're called, banners, as I want to inside of this area. And the way you do that is you just click on create banners, and you can just type in whatever you want it to say. You can also have it scroll across the bottom. So let's just say, I'm just going to type this one in. So if you guys want to purchase StreamYard, decided that you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, you can do that by going to kimgarst.com /StreamYard. So let me just put that on the screen. And as you can see, because I clicked the little ticker thing, it just now streams across the bottom. So you can set it up to where it does that, or you can set it up to where it's just a one-time. Let me just show you the difference. So here is, let me turn this one off. So this is one look, and this is another look of basically of the same thing. But it could be whatever. It could be, you can put anything, whatever you want to put in there. It's totally customizable. You can actually, when I talk about the branding here in a moment, there's two different looks for your comments as well. I'm sorry, your banners, not your comments, and your comments too. But I'll show you that in just a moment when we get to the brand feature. So like I say, you can add whatever you want to the banner area. Let's say you've got talking points. I do this quite frequently. Like if I have 5 ways to do X, right? I'll put my 5 things in here, and then I'll talk about them, and I'll pull them up one at a time on the screen so that people know where we are in the sequence. Like if the title is 5 ways to do X and I'm talking about number 2, I'll have number 2 on the screen so people will know if they just plug in that we're on number 2. And there's 3, 4, and 5 left to go. There's lots of ways that you can creatively use the banners. And even use the scroll across the bottom ticker feature. So those are all like great opportunities. And then the next thing is the branding thing. So I want to talk about this because this branding feature is so amazing. Okay, so let's say you might have multiple branding opportunities too. You can actually have multiple branding brands, or let's say you may have multiple clients and you want to have multiple brand kits built out. You can do that. So I've got my primary, which is just my, my Kim assets. And then when we were doing the video pin challenge, we created a separate brand kit for that. So, there was different, well, hang on, I don't want to use that one, but this one, sorry, different things, different pieces and parts that was branded to this particular challenge, videos, all kinds of things. So let me turn that one off. Okay. So, and then I'll go back to this, pull this one up. This is my primary one. Now you can choose, like I said before, you can choose the way your comments and or your banners show up. You can use the default, which makes it show up like this, big. Or you can use the minimal look. And when you use the minimal look, hang on a minute. Actually, I'm gonna have to change it over here. So give me just a second, minimal look. Then it'll show up small like this, okay? So that's personal decision totally. I have used both. But if you decide you want to use either of, actually, it doesn't matter which one you choose. You just need to make sure that you choose your brand color up here. The way I have mine set up right now is I'm using the red. One of my brand colors is this red color, but I could change it to purple. I could change it to any color. And it could literally be whatever your hex code is, or you can randomly pick a color if you don't already have your brand colors picked out, but you like orange. You could come in here and use the color picker and choose your color. And that's the color the default color. Whatever you choose here will be the default color here. It will also be the red color. The black is standard. You can't change that. But this little tag color that's on the screen right now can be controlled with that. Next up is logos. You can put multiple logos in here like we've been doing and marketing the Pins Made Simple. So I could put the Pins Made Simple logo. I could put my Kim Garst logo up here. When you click on a logo and you're leveraging the logo, it will show up in the right-hand corner. That is one way to incorporate your logo and your branding. Another way is to use the overlays themselves and create custom overlays for your show. So that's, again, totally dependent on how deep down the road you want to go. I do recommend doing some branding if at all possible. And I have multiple looks built out. So I have, just a standard, let me just pull this. Actually, let me pull it up on my other so that you guys can see a little bit better version of it. So here it is. This is one look. I've got multiple looks here. Here's my Marketing That Grows Your Business show look. This overlay feature can be used to hold your the look of your show, but it can also be used to create custom images for certain things, like my giveaways, for example. Let me pull that up on the screen. If I was doing a giveaway, which I do on my Marketing That Grows Your Business show, I create custom images, and now I can pop those up, and I've just stored them here inside of StreamYard. And this is a storage place. So you can upload all of your custom overlays, anything that is in your show or your lives routinely, you can put them in here and you don't have to upload them every time. And you can, like I say, you can create custom versions or different branding kits, if you will, based on specific things. And I sometimes do fun things like trivia contests. Those things show up again on the screen when I do those by just simply clicking on them. So I upload them. You can upload PNGs. You can upload GIFs. So here's an example of a GIF. So I use this one like to sprinkle the love kind of concept. So right. You can do some cool and clever things, whether it's a GIF and or just a PNG or a regular image. So those are ways that you can use the overlays to brand your show. Now, another thing that you can do is use video clips. Now, there's one thing that's already in the tool itself, which is a countdown timer. So if you wanted to use a countdown timer on your show, you would just click on the one that's in there, or you could create your own custom one as well. This would be what it would look like. Now, another thing that I do usually for my guest is I create a video for their bio. So this would be what this particular one looks like. You can see it's just got some movement to it. You can do that you can even create, that could have been a GIF. I could have used that same thing and created a GIF and uploaded it into the overlay area instead of the video clips. But let's say you wanted to use a video clip to highlight something. You would just upload it here. Then the other thing is backgrounds. The backgrounds, as you can see on the primary screen here that you're looking at right now, I do have this background, but I could choose this background. Actually, let me get back over here, choose the right one. Okay, so when I click on, all right, is that moving? There, okay. So there's just the no background. Here's a different background. And then, or I could go back to my, the one I started with. Here's another look. You can get all kinds of creative with this based on, what you want it to look like. Okay, so it's dragging. Let me get back to what we were using. There we go. Okay. So that takes you through all the brand elements. Now, one last thing is the ability to show display names. I think this is super important. If you have guests, you might want to incorporate the show names. So when you do incorporate the show names, you can see that my name is now showing up. If I turn it off, my name it'll go away too. So, but with guests, I think that's important so that when somebody just pops into your show, they know who's speaking. All right. So the next is the private chat feature. You can chat privately with your guests here if you have guests. And then the settings just takes you right back to the things we talked about on the front side, which is picking your camera, your audio, your green screen, and that kind of thing, with the exception of one core thing. You get to choose the quality of your broadcast. This isn't a part of the setup when you first go through this. So my recommendation is to do this one time and then you won't have to do it again because it saves your settings. You can choose to go full high def. This is only available for pro accounts. It is not available for the other accounts like the free and whatever the mid-range package is. But if you want a high quality video output, then you can choose the full high def versus the high def 720. So I've got the high definition 1080 chose. And yeah, so that's another option for you. All right, now, one thing I didn't share and I really want to key in on before I finalize all this. I kind of went through all of the pieces and parts, but one of the things I wanted to share with you guys that I don't think a lot of people are leveraging this tool in this capacity. This is a live streaming video tool, but it does have other functionality as well. So, which is what I really want to, I've been using this a lot myself, and I think it could potentially be super value-based for those of you who do any kind of training, or the potential that you might want to do some training. Or another great value add is if you want to pre-record your content, any kind of content. Let me share some of the ways that I've been using this. So let me go back over here. I'll have to get my screen pulled back up. All right. Here we go. All right. So once you have gone live or done any kind of recording, your past recordings will be in past broadcast right here. And they are in this area for a total of, I think it's 15 days that it saves your content. So if you plan to repurpose any of your live streams or any content that you pre-record, hint, you're going to want to make sure you go in here and download it as quickly as possible because you don't want to lose it. They'll only store it for you for a small window of time. So I'm currently creating a course on how to create printables to create another revenue stream in your business. Now, a printable is just something that people print off and download and print off. And so I've been pre-recording this content. So let me just show you guys. I can come in. Let me show you how I do that. Let's go back to that. I create a broadcast. I act like I'm going to create a broadcast. And then I come in here and there's this little thing right here. It says skip and record only. So what I'm doing when I do this, when I'm pre-recording content, is I'm saying I'm not going to go live anywhere in any of these locations. I just want to record. So I click on this skip record. I call it whatever I want to call it, and I create a broadcast. And that gives me the opportunity. In fact, let's just do this just so you guys can see it. It looks like it gives me a broadcast studio. So it gives me a holding spot. So I choose my mic, etc., just like normal. I enter the broadcast studio. I put myself in the stream. And now I can record, but I'm not live anywhere. So why does this matter? Well, you could practice one. This would be a great way to practice your live streaming. It's a great way to create pre-record content. It's nice because not only can you pre-record content, but you can share your screen. So let me show you what this looks like once you've created it. So like I said, here's my Y printables. I created this actually this morning. And I download the recording. So if I've already recorded it. I could invite a guest to it, just like any. So let's say you wanted to go together with somebody else and pre-record some content. You could do that even with this tool. Obviously, I could delete it or I could download the recording. So I'm going to actually pull up this. I'm going to show this to you. So I pre-recorded it. I downloaded it. Let me open it up so you guys can see it. And hang on just a second. So here it is. And literally I had a studio, I had the green screen opportunity. Let me turn the volume off on this so that you guys don't have to listen to me double talking. But it gave me, and of course it always gives you, closes your eyes at the wrong time. So not only was I able to physically talk to the camera and to the people who are going to be consuming the content, but I was able to share my screen. So I pulled up a presentation, and now I had this little me over here, just like you guys are seeing the little me over here, the talking head as it is now, but I could physically show my presentation at the same time. So it gives you a really cool opportunity to leverage the tool in a different capacity. So it gives you a studio environment to create your content. So I just wanted to point that out for those of you who may not know that you can do all kinds of clever things with this little tool. So who is like, oh, my mind's blown. I'm going to go grab this tool so that I can use it in so many creative ways. And if that's you, definitely go to kimgarst.com. Actually, which one of these? Here we go. I just like the bigger one. Oops. I got so many in here now. And by the way, you can change your branding on the fly. So if I wanted to go in here and change my look for this particular, I can go back to my default. I can do that on the fly. All right. Great question. So I used to be a big fan of Be Live. I'm not saying that, that you shouldn't use it, but I just find that StreamYard is so much easier to navigate in. I find that Be Live is just harder, to navigate, especially when you're live. There's so many pieces and parts to your show that the moving pieces and parts can be difficult to track. And it's just super easy with StreamYard. There's just so many easy, the pieces of it. It's hard to explain it till you do it, but it's just super easy. Everything is literally on the right-hand side. You can track your comments, you can track your banners, you can do change your colors, pull up comments, all kinds of things. It's just super easy, and I find it's just a lot easier than Be Live. Great question, though. All right. And like I say, there is so many tools out there now, guys, so many tools to go live. I just find this one is super easy for me to manage on my own. We've been doing, in fact, I've just started when I first started my Marketing That Grows Your Business show back in January, we were using vMix, and I love vMix, but I had a show producer, I had somebody managing the show and doing all the pieces. And there is more functionality with some of the higher end tools, no doubt. But when it comes to actually managing this stuff yourself, it's very difficult if you don't have help with the higher end tools. This gives you a lot of the basic functionality that the higher end tools give you. And it's all very easy. I can manage it while I'm live and while I'm talking to you guys versus trying to manage all of the pieces and parts in a higher end tool. It's just very difficult for me. So I like the easy, and I like sharing the easy. And like I said, you can have multiple, like if you wanted to to have multiple cameras, you can do that actually within StreamYard. And I'm not going to go into the how with that because, like I say, this is just a basic overview, but there's a lot of cool things that you can do with this tool. Yes. So Tamara, Tambry, I love that name, is saying, love the fact that you can record only. Yeah, me too. I use that a lot, a lot. I don't know if you guys, prior to me using this tool, I was using Camtasia, and I was just using that little box down at the corner, you know, but this makes it look so nice and branded, and you can use all your design elements and all your branding elements. It makes it nice and easy. That's a great question. I don't know for sure, Paul, because I've always had a paid account. I'm speculating that it's the 720, but I don't know for sure. Let me see if it says here. Yeah, it does not say on the billing. I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that it is 720. The reason I say that is because the other accounts, even the mid-range account, doesn't make a specification on the resolution until it gets to the pro account, and the pro account is the only one that has the 1080. So I'm speculating that anything less than the pro account has the 720 because there's only two options. Awesome. Hey, Mitch, it's so good to see you virtually anyway. I hope you're doing good. All right. How much is pro? Let me show you. Great question, Earl. Hang on just a minute. Let me pull up my screen here for you, and I'll break down the pricing points so you guys can see it. Okay, so there is a free account. So give it a go at the free on the free version. If you, the only reason I would suggest paying for the account is if you wanted to use some of the other functionality and the other features, which I would speculate you're going to need or want to use. But I'm always a fan of giving it a go and trying it before you spend money on anything. The bad part about the free account is the StreamYard branding is going to be on it. And that's probably the number one sticking point, frankly. I wouldn't want that on my live streams, and I would speculate you guys don't want it either. And there are some streaming limits. Then the basic account is this $25. The real big difference, honestly, between the basic account and the pro account, which is $49 a month, is the fact that you can record longer periods, which might not be a huge issue for some of you. And then the multi-stream, being able to go live in multiple locations at the same time, that is a biggie. You know, the difference between the two accounts is being able to go live in 4 versus 8 locations. But the biggest qualifier, frankly, in my opinion, and the reason that you might really want to consider the pro account is the fact that you do get full HD, and that does matter. So hopefully that answered your question. Great question, by the way. All right. Let me get back to the comments. All right. All right, hang on. So Katie's saying she's late to the party, but that's okay, girl. But I have seen where the viewers need to create a StreamYard access to comment on your live. Do they need to do it on paid accounts? Okay, so such a great question. So Katie, the only time that you need to authorize StreamYard is when you're in a Facebook group. Okay, when you're on a page or you're on another social platform that's public to the public. In other words, it's, you know, anybody can tune into it. There's no requirement to authorize StreamYard. But if you're in a closed environment inside of a Facebook group, Facebook does require you to authorize StreamYard so that the viewer, the host of that live stream can see the person's name. So great question. Really great question. All right. Let's see if there's any other questions. And you can use multiple cameras. Yes, you can. I may have to do a separate training on how to do that. In fact, if there's interest in that, let me know, guys. Are you guys interested in learning how to use StreamYard or to use multiple cameras with StreamYard? In fact, anything that you are still curious about, let me know, because those could be fodder for additional trainings. If you're interested in something specific or your business has a need, then you're like, well, does it do that or does it do the other thing? Let me know, because that might be a great opportunity for some additional training. All right. And when I say multiple cameras, I mean, it could literally be just like I did from a demo perspective today. I had just 2 webcams. There's nothing fancy smancy here. I'm doing the webcam that I'm using right now is a Logitech Brio. And then the other webcam that I was using for demo purposes is a Logitech 922. So just webcams. They're not like high-end DSLR cameras, but it does give your show or your live a bit of a different dimension, some interest if you are using multiple cameras. And if you're creating trainings, it makes you look professional, right? It makes you look like, oh my gosh, they had a production crew in there, because look, they've got multiple angles. So if you've ever wondered how to do that, but you just didn't know how, and you certainly didn't want to hire somebody to do it, I got you, boo. All right. All right. Excellent. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you got some value out of it. And more specifically, I hope you go try this tool out. It is an amazing tool. I'm super passionate about making things easy in my business. And then when I find something that's incredible, I love sharing it. This is definitely something you guys want to make sure. Winner. All right. So I want to make sure that we pick our winner for the year-long pro account of StreamYard.com. And that person is Elizabeth St. Germain. I hope I said that, your last name correctly, Elizabeth. So if you will go to kimgarst.com/winner, put in your information there. I'll coordinate with StreamYard to get your account set up for you. Okay. All right. I'm excited to be able to give away a year of StreamYard, because that is like almost a $600 value. And if StreamYard, if you are listening, thank you for giving such an amazing giveaway so I could share you guys with the world. All right. Well, take care of yourselves, guys. Stay safe. And I will see you, if not before, probably Monday morning. Don't forget, we do the Marketing That Grows Your Business show every Monday at 10 a.m., usually 10 a.m. Occasionally it's a different time, but on Monday, it'll be 10 a.m. We have a great guest as usual. So I'll see you then. Be there, because I promise you're going to learn something amazing. All right. Have a great one. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. God bless.